and the universe, in its unwavering obedience, obliges. Therefore, the initial step towards embodying the God state is not simply adopting new I am statements, but actively intercepting and disrupting the old self-limiting narratives. Imagine an individual who has been repeating, "I am bad with money" for years. Even if they diligently affirm, "I am wealthy" every morning, the dominant subconscious program will likely override this new intention, perpetuating the ingrained pattern of scarcity. The quantum field, always listening, responds primarily to the dominant frequency, not to fleeting bursts of positive affirmation. Therefore, the path to transformation is twofold: diminishing the power of the old, self-defeating identity, and consistently embodying the new, empowering identity, until it becomes the default, the subconscious norm. One of the simplest, yet often overlooked, ways to accomplish this is through conscious interruption. The next time one catches oneself uttering, "I am tired" or "I am broke," pause. Instead of forcing a false sense of positivity, strive for a state that feels neutral, yet aligned, such as, "I am restoring my energy," or "I am learning to manage money with ease." This subtle shift is profoundly significant, as it interrupts the old vibration without triggering resistance from the conscious mind, which may reject blatant affirmations. Over time, these neutral statements can be elevated into the full expression of the God state. "I am vibrant," "I am wealthy now," "I am a magnet for abundance." This seemingly simple shift holds the key to unlocking extraordinary change. Each time a new "I am" statement is consciously chosen, a different version of reality is effectively collapsed within the quantum field. The famous double-slit experiment demonstrates this principle elegantly. Particles behaved differently when observed, not because the observer physically interfered, but because their perception influenced the outcome. Our self-perception operates in a similar manner. The moment we perceive ourselves as the person who already possesses what we desire, the particle of our reality begins to shift accordingly. The God state doesn't function by tricking the universe. It functions by aligning with the version of ourselves that the universe already recognizes as complete, whole, and deserving. It removes the internal static, the conflicting beliefs and self-doubts, leaving only the pure, clear tone of the chosen identity. Stepping into the God state transcends personal manifestation. It moves towards co-creation with the universe itself. The act isn't merely tuning in to a pre-existing reality, but actively sculpting a new reality in partnership with the boundless intelligence of the cosmos. The God state, therefore, isn't the end of the journey, but the doorway to infinite potential. Understanding the profound power behind "I am" and the science that validates its efficacy necessitates action, moving beyond mere affirmation or fleeting morning rituals. It is about living from the God state in every moment, infusing the conscious identity into every interaction throughout the day. Consider walking into a room while silently thinking, "I am invisible." That thought instantly alters posture, tone of voice, and overall presence, unconsciously signaling to others that you desire to be overlooked, and they will likely comply. Conversely, if one enters the room with the inner declaration of "I am magnetic," the energy expands even before any words are spoken, creating a palpable sense of presence that invites connection and opportunity. Embodiment, therefore, is not optional. It is the activation switch, the key that unlocks the transformative potential of the God state. A potent three-step process anchors oneself in the God state. First, pause before acting or reacting. This brief pause provides the conscious mind with the space to choose an "I am" statement that aligns with the desired reality. Second, fully feel the "I am" statement in the body. Moving beyond simply thinking "I am abundant," allow the shoulders to relax, breathe as if abundance is already present, and notice how this embodied sensation shifts the nervous system. Third, act from that identity, sending the email, making the call, walking into the meeting as if the "I am" statement is the established truth. The more consistently this process is practiced, the more the external world seems to align with the inner state, effortlessly reflecting the embodied identity. This is not magic. It is resonance, a fundamental principle of physics. When two frequencies are in harmony, they amplify each other, creating a positive feedback loop. The quantum field mirrors back the projected frequency, without question or resistance. Therefore, the only question that remains when declaring "I am" is this: are you broadcasting the version of yourself that already holds the reality you desire, or the version that is still waiting for permission? Speaking the "I am" statement, either aloud or in writing, amplifies its impact, shifting from mere thought to tangible transmission, anchoring the chosen identity in a way the subconscious cannot ignore. Those who engage, who dare to speak their truth into existence, are the ones who will experience the most rapid and profound transformation. Words. They flutter from our lips, seemingly weightless, innocuous. Yet, within the quantum weave of existence, they are not mere sounds dissipating into the ether. They are coded commands, vibrational signatures that shape the very fabric of our reality. Pronouncements that subtly, yet irrevocably, dictate our experience. We speak our reality into existence, often oblivious to the immense power we wield. Each utterance, a brick laid in the construction of our personal universe. Consider the morning litany. "I am tired," a lament readily voiced, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. "I am broke," a statement of perceived fact, solidifies into an unyielding truth. "I am unlucky in love," a whispered sorrow, transforms into a barricade against connection. These are not reports. They are programs, lines of code etching themselves onto the quantum tapestry. The fulcrum of creation, the very engine that drives the manifestation of our desires, hinges upon two deceptively simple words: "I am." Of all the phrases humanity can utter, none possess such raw potency, such untamed transformative power. Why? Because everything tethered to "I am" becomes a decree of self, an indisputable self-definition. In the profound, unwavering language of the universe, self and reality are not separate entities. They are inextricably linked, mirrored reflections of one another. The quantum field, that boundless ocean of potential, does not respond to mere wants or whimsical desires. It responds to the frequency of being, to the deeply held, consistently expressed identity we project. Spiritual teachers, sages, and enlightened minds throughout the ages, from ancient mystics whispering secrets in hidden sanctuaries, to contemporary quantum thinkers elucidating the mysteries of the subatomic world, have consistently pointed to the "I am" as the singular key to conscious creation, the master code to unlocking the fullness of our potential. Remember Moses at the burning bush, a pivotal moment in biblical lore. When he dared to question the divine, to ask for its name, the response was not convoluted, not shrouded in enigma, but startlingly direct: "I am that I am." This was not merely poetic phrasing, an ethereal verse designed to inspire awe. It was a profound revelation regarding the fundamental architecture of existence, a potent reminder that the very essence of creation lies within the act of self-definition. This echoes flawlessly within the realm of quantum physics, particularly the observer effect, a phenomenon where the mere act of observing a quantum system alters its behavior. What you identify as, you collapse into form, drawing it from the sea of possibilities into tangible reality. Each repeated thought, each self-descriptive phrase, spoken aloud or internalized, acts as an observation of oneself, a focused beam of consciousness impacting the subatomic realm, shaping our reality one particle at a time. Yet herein lies the insidious trap, the pitfall that ensnares the vast majority of humanity. Most employ the "I am" unconsciously, carelessly wielding its power against themselves, unwittingly sabotaging their own potential.
They mistakenly attach it to transient, ephemeral states, clinging to them as if they were immutable aspects of their identity. I am tired becomes morphed into I am a tired person, a limiting label that sticks long after the initial exhaustion has dissipated. I am bad with money solidifies into I am someone who never has enough, a declaration of perpetual scarcity. And without conscious awareness, they lock themselves into these negative frequencies, similar to tuning a radio to a static-filled channel, then expressing dismay that no clear music emerges. It is crucial to understand. This isn't the universe meting out punishment. It is the universe acting as a perfect mirror, reflecting back the vibrations we project, regardless of the nature of those vibrations. The quantum field operates like an infinite, impeccably honest mirror, reflecting back the frequency projected, without judgment, without bias, simply showing the sender what was sent. Therefore, when the words I am are spoken, we are essentially holding the pen that scripts our reality, wielding the power to create our own destiny. That pen, however, remains neutral, devoid of inherent morality or judgment. It is simply an instrument. We possess the freedom to write tales of limitation or boundless possibility, narratives steeped in fear or overflowing with love, sagas of agonizing struggle or harmonious flow. The universe, acting as the ultimate producer, will not edit the script, will not censor or offer suggestions. It will simply bring the play to life precisely as it has been written. The underlying tragedy is that most individuals have been conditioned, subtly or overtly, to write tragedies. Humility, they are told, necessitates speaking small, diminishing their accomplishments and desires. Realism demands expecting less, lowering their sights to match the perceived limitations of their circumstances. Truth requires declaring only what is immediately visible, clinging to the concrete and dismissing the unseen potential. But within the paradigm of quantum creation, this approach is fundamentally backwards, a recipe for stagnation. We do not speak only what we see. Instead, we speak what we choose to see, envisioning the reality we wish to manifest. We do not merely confirm our existing circumstances. Instead, we confirm our inherent essence, the divine spark residing within. This is where the concept of the God state enters, not as an exercise in ego inflation or misguided superiority, but as a state of profound alignment, a harmonious resonance with the universe. It is a state where our inner identity, the core I am, is so completely coherent, so deeply aligned with our desired reality, that there exists no discernible gap between the declaration and the experienced manifestation, between I am and the lived reality in the physical world. Neuroscience, in its ever-expanding understanding of the brain's plasticity, refers to this as self-directed neuroplasticity, the remarkable ability of the brain to rewire itself to mirror the identity we consistently embody. Dr. Joe Dispenza's work highlights that consistent thinking and feeling from a desired future identity initiates the formation of new neural pathways, as if that future were unfolding in the present moment. Repeated thoughts and feelings act as a sculptor, slowly and meticulously reshaping the landscape of the brain. In quantum mechanics, this phenomenon finds resonance in David Bohm's concept of the implicate order, the notion that an unseen blueprint, a fundamental underlying reality, governs the unfolding of the visible, manifest reality, our everyday lives. The identity we hold, our internal I am statement, acts as this unseen blueprint, influencing and directing the course of events. Bruce Lipton's groundbreaking work in epigenetics reveals that our beliefs, specifically our internalized I am statements, directly influence the biochemistry of our bodies, activating or deactivating genes in response to our perceptions and beliefs. These internalized declarations are not mere affirmations. They are potent biochemical triggers that set off a cascade of physiological changes within the body. The subconscious mind, a vast repository of ingrained habits and deeply held beliefs, presents a significant challenge. If, for years, one has been repeatedly telling oneself, "I am unlucky, I am not enough, I am always struggling," those programs run automatically, often subliminally, influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions without conscious awareness. These phrases become ingrained, functioning as background noise in our vibrational field, continuously broadcasting a signal to the universe that proclaims, "This is who I am. Send me proof to confirm this identity."